Balder here, and I am sieging the enemy. Right now, as you can see, I have kind of gone a little bit forward in my campaign. I got some more recruits. This time, line infantry, they're much better. And what I have to do now is that I have to attack a fort. Or a castle, in whichever way you want to consider it. One of the things that I failed to do in the last battle was that I failed to kill this guy. And in doing so, well, I'm not exactly sure. Generally, you don't want these people to have leaders, and since that was a daimyo, it should have been a good idea to kill him, but you know, he escaped and there's nothing I can do. But from what I'm seeing, there are some very bad infantrymen that are on his side. And I'll explain it later, but let's go ahead and assault the castle. And we'll see what's going on here. But first I'm going to see what I can do with some planning. This is the castle right here. And at the moment, going into some place like this is not going to work. So I take it that the best route of action would be to go into here. Maybe ambush right here, because I'm pretty sure that there are going to be some troops lying around here, and many at the top. But what I want to do is that I want to take these lower levels, because that means that the enemy will more than likely want to retake them, and there I can take casualties. Because I'm going to be starting out here, and when I'm attacking a wall, that is the last place I ever want to be. So let's go ahead and see if we can take over this castle whenever the hard drive decides to load. So there we go. And it is raining. So this is an interesting predicament. As it stands right now, gunmen are very effective when it comes to defending a castle, because you can't really bum rush them. You can try to climb these walls right here, and in doing so, these guys are just going to reload their next shot and fire at you. It's very dangerous to charge musketeers in a castle. They're very good at defense. But at the same time, it's going to take a while for me to reload as well, because rain has a problem. Well, rain pretty much gives your infantry a problem when it comes to reloading the muskets, but whatever. I'm going to go ahead and do that, because I think it's going to do more good for me than harm. Or so I assume. So let's take a look and survey. We are at a hill, and since we are on a hill, it's going to be a situation where I don't want to charge them. I want to slowly move up, and I'm going to see if I can burn this thing down. If I can, that'd be good. So I'm going to have these guys go here. No, I don't. Alright, there we go. These guys are going to go in on the other side. And we'll see if this works in my favor. It might actually work in my favor quite a bit, because these guys are very well concealed. I don't have to worry about getting shot at until it's too late, but I don't know. I'm having second thoughts on that one. Though when it comes to this game, it's okay to have second thoughts. You just need to make sure that you have enough time to correct yourself. So now we have our elite units, who I think I'm going to keep right here. and have it in Group 3. And at 4. That's not going to work. This, however, will. So, what I want to do is that since these guys can't shoot worth shit, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have them climb up the walls and distract the line infantry enough for my melee infantry to breach this part, and they're probably going to meet resistance here, but at the same time, once these guys, or once the enemy's preoccupied with these guys, I can go ahead with my line infantry, the real elites, well, not really elites, but the line infantry, and go ahead and take this area. And then I'll rinse and repeat here, but at that time, I will probably have the upper advantage.
Prepare to attack, sir.
One more thing I actually forgot, and this is something that's going to be really good in my favor, is that I have this thing called naval support, since my ship is right there. Over, yeah, somewhere over there. Maybe it's over there, I'm not sure. But before I digress anymore, I can do a naval bombardment on these guys, but as you can see, the enemy has already wisened up on me, which is fine. They have no idea what they're in for when I send this bombardment onto them. So they are prepared, and the winner is going to be decided in this courtyard, which isn't really a good thing because that's an archery tower, and on top of these enemies that I have to face, arrows are going to be raining down on me, and that's not good. Not good at all. But I have 5 seconds before I do this, and these are levy infantry. It's not particularly good idea. So, I have 2 shots. I am going to waste one of them on this. So, I just ordered my navy or naval ships to fire on here. So they're gonna fire for effect on these guys and the saber cavalry. I hope that they stay here because they're pretty much in the danger zone, the area of effect. And these guys already know that they're in deep shit, so they're running. There we go. Ooh. Fucking beautiful. That was awesome. Took out some horsemen too. So now we see these horsemen running away without their owner, and we just blew open a gate. How about that? And not too bad. Killed about 36 people. 36 people I don't have to face. Those guys didn't die. Ooh, killed 10. That was pretty good. So I'm gonna have to wait for another artillery barrage, because this way I'll be able to attack them again, and I'm gonna see if I can fire for effect on a wider scope or a more important guy unit. Oh, these line infantry would be good to take out. I do not want to face line infantry. I do not want them to shoot at me. So as a result, I'm going to take my naval support, click on this, and send it right about here. So these guys are going to have to move out of the way. And maybe these guys will get caught in the line of fire as well. We'll have to find out. But yeah, I left quite a bit of carnage on here. With a giant pool of blood in the center of that crater. If you are playing Shogun 2 Total War and you're not getting any blood, there's a reason for that. It's this thing called a blood pack that I need, and I just killed most of these people. That was okay. Now the odds are quite a bit better. The balance of power has shifted, and it is up for me to go ahead and advance. So I'm going to have these levy infantry go in first. I want these guys to soak up the bullets. I know it sounds cruel using these guys as fodder, but these guys don't exactly do a whole lot. They can't aim worth crap, and they're going to retreat anyway. So I'm going to use them to the best of my effect, or the best of my ability. Luckily, though, I took out a huge chunk of people who really needed to be taken out. These guys, it's going to take a while for these guys to actually go in, because, as you can tell, they need to go through this gate, and then this gate, and then one of these two gates, just to go ahead and face off with me. I'm going to go ahead and have these guys run up. Not those guys. These guys. They're going to set fire to the gate. Guard mode's kind of irrelevant. So yeah, the Saber Cavalry are actually anticipating it. And the General... This is a really good unit to have, the General's Bodyguard. They're heavy cavalry, and they're usually elite. And you can also upgrade them to have revolvers, which is a really badass thing. But, at the same time, you do not want them to face any spears. If a spear goes into a horse, the horse will die. Now, the same thing can be said about a human. But humans also have other things such as shields and swords and all that other fun stuff, so it's a lot harder for a spearman to actually get to the soft parts of a human than it is for a horse. So the rule of thumb is to never charge spearmen. You always want to have swordsmen there, or you want to pick them off at a long distance with either archers or preferably gunmen. Or, if you do charge them with cavalry, you want to hit them from the side. Another interesting fact that's kind of irrelevant about this game is that in ancient times, when you had this thing called the phalanx formation, I'm going to have these guys move up. When you had the phalanx formation, which is a tight group of spearmen with long spears and shields, horsemen could actually attack the right side of the phalanx because that's where their spears were. If they attacked the left side, that's where the shield was, and that would block the horse and prevent any damage from happening to them. Just a fun fact, if you ever play Total War Rome 2, that's a sneaky little way you can get rid of phalanx. And it works well with Rome 1 too. I have the game. Yeah, I know the longer this battle goes on, the more I have to babble and the more you have to listen. But at the same time, I don't want to speed things up because sooner or later, guns are going to go off. I don't know when or how, but we need to have things get distracted. What would be a good thing to get people distracted with? Gonna have these guys run, actually. Have these guys go in. Oh shit, an archer actually took out one of my guys. There are some weird rules with this. You can actually capture them, and for some reason the archers in that tower will joyfully kill their own allies for you. Don't ask me why, it's just how the game is. But actually, let's have these people climb in. And once that happens, we're gonna need these guys to climb the wall. And is that thing gonna catch fire? Since it's raining, obviously it's gonna be harder for this thing to burn down. Doesn't mean it won't. Gunshots went off. The levies fired off some rounds. I'm actually going to have these guys attack the general. Oh, why are they wavering? Well, I guess they're levies, so that is to be expected, but they're okay now because they're winning. Very well, too. Bunch of these guys dying left and right. I'm going to have these guys shoot into those guys. Alright, now we're going. Alright, so these guys are surrounded and they're pretty fucked. These guys have broken and are now retreating. Good. That means that we can get these line infantry in here. I'm going to have these guys go right here and see if I can keep them away from enemy fire. I don't know what unit I'm. Alright. We're going to have the Spear Levy go ahead and go with this. Everything here, though.
Sir, reports have it that your tower is in enemy hands.
Oh, that's fine. We're going to want the line infantry to go here, not soak up fire per se, but to actually attack and suppress these guys. Right now, these guys are getting owned. They're trying to retreat, but I'm not letting them. What the hell are you doing? Have these guys fire. Alright, so we're about to capture the tower, and it's going to be in our control.
An enemy tower is yours, General.
Alright, well, these guys are soaking up bullets for me, luckily. That's fine if these guys soak up bullets. They're useless, as I said. At least in the grand scheme of things. I do like the fact that they can kill people. Or at least try to. Yeah, they're quite confident behind their walls. Oh, but look, gates open.
nothing, sir.
Yeah, it was only a matter of time before they did.
On the line, sir.
Have these guys move up. That way we have a solid perimeter of gunfire so we can prevent these guys from going into our territory. But now they're in melee, so they're not going to be of much use against my spearmen. They do have swords, though. So I guess that's why they don't have any bayonets. That's the only reason I can think of.
Ready for orders, sir. On the line, sir. Here's to the fore.
Let's actually have these guys open fire on the spearmen. And now you see that reinforcements are finally coming in.
Line infantry. Line infantry.
Let's actually have these guys fire. Let's have these guys form a perimeter.
On the line, sir.
What are you doing? Attack.
The unit has grown weary, sir. At the double.
Well, too fucking bad. I know you're tired. Yeah, these guys are pretty screwed. But there we go. Oh, good. These guys are not going to last long. Yeah, my line infantry are way better than these guys. They're toast. But, as a precaution, I'm going to have all my guys move up. Have these guys finish up the fight. It's kind of surprising that I didn't use all my guys. Like they weren't that necessary. And I guess they weren't that necessary. What an odd thought. But you know, it is harder to take a castle than it is to defend one. That's kind of just how it goes. Yeah, these guys are... Whoa! Alright, well that guy got killed. That guy must be a swordmaster. Never mind, he's dead. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that these guys are still holding on. I'm gonna have these guys circle around and open fire. One guy. It's one brave son of a bitch, that's for sure. One dead son of a bitch, too. Oh. Alright, well that's not the best line in the world, so I'm going to have them switch around, see if that works. I've lost quite a bit of guys already, so I don't want to stay around like this for too long. So have them fire off a few rounds. And I'm going to flank them, so once these guys are taken care of, I should have ownership of the castle. There's my lonely general right there.
Spears to the fore!
Alright, there we go. Now they're dropping. And let's have these guys go into melee. I don't need them to fire their guns anymore. Just help these guys finish off the fight, and oh, died before they even got there. So there we go, I just took over the castle. Everyone is either dead or routed. Close victory, my ass, that was pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and end that battle, see what my results are, and that should about do it. This clan had only one province, and after that first battle, in which they tried to attack me, they just ran out of steam, so they couldn't do anything about it. So, yeah, let's see. They did kill quite a bit of my people, but it's essentially a 2-to-1 kill death. And granted, I did have them outnumbered, but they were still in a castle, and I was able to do that. So, that looks good. And my general increased in rank, so I'm going to go ahead and show you, well, two things. I can peacefully occupy it. It predicts the town wealth of what would happen, your money acquired, town wealth as I said, and the public order. So they would be neutral, I guess, not happy about it. But at the same time, I can loot them. And I make a ton of money from looting. Apparently this is a very wealthy province. However, you won't get as much wealth, and you will have negative public order, of course. And when it comes to public order, if it's down -8, then you're going to end up with a revolt and a rebellion. Not only that, but it will damage the castle, so your money is going to have to go into repairing that as well. But we need the money. And even if these guys do revolt, and they do attack me, well, I have the castle. What are they going to do? The other thing is that my general increased in rank. And apparently I also am noted as a clan. And I got a successful mission. And what does that give me? Increases spread of pro-imperial sentiment. Works for me. Alright, so here is my town. It has quite a bit of problems, so I'm going to have to repair that. It's going to cost me 700, that's going to cost me 1,000. It's going to cost me 640, so I lost a little bit of money on that, but look at how much money I have. 10,000 of it. So that was worth it. So what I want to do is that I want to take a look at my costs. So this is going to be a... What says matcha plant? I think that's how you pronounce it. Gives you 700 wealth by trade in this province. And this gives you 900 wealth. And these are tenant fields. So I want to get myself some money because as it stands, my military is very unsustainable. Well, not completely unsustainable, but it's barely sustainable. So I want to see if I can do anything here. I could go for an inn, and it gives me a little bit of wealth. That could be done. These things require a bit of technology for me to work on. The cottage industry, maybe that's a better thought, or something I could hold on to. These guys, no, I can't go with that. It gives me a shinobi, but that's the only thing. I could go with a cadet school or a cannon range. But either way, I'm going to hold on to that till next time. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to give these guys tenant fields. That should give me some money. And I lost quite a bit of money in that thing as well. but I'm going to trim the fat. These guys, they did a good job, but I'm going to fire them. I'm also going to fire these guys and proved accuracy. I guess these guys I can keep. This guy I have no use for. And now I'm going to upgrade my general. So there are two things I can upgrade him on. And I get two this time. You can have the skills of it. So right now you have a defender and an aggressor. I want this guy to actually go ahead and take over this island that I'm on, so I'm going to have to go with aggressor on this one. And you can hire a retainer as well. So here's what you have. You have several random things that come here. I mean, some of them are just ridiculous, but well, let's take a look. You have a phonograph. It tells you what it does. You have +1 to morale of all units under this man's command. That's really good. This is a flute player. This gives you +1 morale to the bodyguard unit, so he won't retreat as easily. However, the troops as a whole, I want to have more morale, so I'm going to have to go with this. But anyway, that should be it for now. But yeah, I'm probably going to turn this into a series, see how far it goes. Probably not going to finish. But with that said, I am going to have some more Skyrim there and see if I can get some Flaming Cliffs videos around. Anyway, that's it for now. Like and favorite this video. And if you like my videos, go ahead and subscribe. There's plenty more to come. Have a nice day.